So, what if you could just tell one of the AIs what you want it to do, what you want it to build, and how you want it to run most of your business? Well, with Super Agent from Go High Level, we figured it out. Now, you can't just tell it, hey, I want you to do this, because we all know that with AI, how it works is garbage in, garbage out. So, the better prompts you give it, the better it's going to do for you, right? So, we built a super powered, the best prompt for this new Super Agent. After breaking it a few times, now we're back in the game. We're ready to go. We've got the prompt for you, and I'm going to let Brian tell you all about it. Take it away, Brian.
Absolutely. As Josh said, you guys, garbage in equals garbage out with these AIs. It's all about the context and the foundation that you can lay for it. And that's what this video is all about. We're going to dive into how you can lay the foundation for your AI with all of the tools, all of the resources, and all of the information that it needs to have. So let's go ahead and let's share our screen and let's dive on in to what we're working on today. So now at the beginning here, we're going to go and take a look at a little architectural map so that we can get an idea of what we're talking about. Now, we want to build a master marketing brain that's a social media super agent. But there's all of these different pieces of the puzzle, all of this different information that it needs to have so that it can articulate the right message at the right time to the right audience. So things like the core identity, the brand, the voice, the positioning that the company wants to have. That's one knowledge base that needs to be put in place inside of this structure, inside of this house. We need to make sure that we also have our audience psychology broken down. So our ideal client avatar that discusses the emotions and the objections that they're going to have as they go through this journey and make those moves. Because we all know that emotions are what make marketing happen. It's not what kind of content and how well did you educate, it's what kind of emotion did you create in that individual. Next is going to be the offers and the conversions. This is going to be your offer map, your call to actions, your funnels, all of those kinds of things built all into the structure of audiences that your ultimate social media super agent is going to need to have in place. You're also going to need to have proof and stories. That's going to be your reviews, your case studies, your story banks, all of those kinds of things loaded up, consistently being added to that engine day in and day out so that it can make meaningful posts about your business that are relevant to things that are going on right now, today, and what's happened in the last couple of weeks, even our content engine so it knows what our doctrine is, what platforms we're going to focus on, what type of hooks we should leverage. And it should also have the engagement broken down for how it should respond to comments, direct messages, or an in community post, and how it can go ahead and moderate that post to determine whether or not it's spam or whether or not it's somebody that's actually posing a question to you. Then it can break down all of your CRM operations, the tags, the pipelines, the workflows. We want to have a knowledge base on how that should operate. And then we want our safety and our optimization, which is going to be our compliance, our analytics, and our feedback. Now, you guys, I could go through this entire document for you, but I'm just going to make it easy. I'm going to give you this doc here in the chat below or in the description below this video here on YouTube. Make sure that you like, subscribe, ring the bell, all of those kinds of things so that you can get access to this map. Now, this is part one, and this is going to be a breakdown of each one of these knowledge bases and the architecture that you should be leveraging. Part two is going to be the prompts themselves and how to actually set this up. Now, when we're inside Go High Level, and we're going to get in there in just a moment, but when we're inside Go High Level, the things that we're going to set up for the website crawler just to be on autopilot to constantly scrape, constantly scrub, constantly update are going to be things like our websites, right? So our main website that has all this rich information about our company, what we do, that we're consistently updating, changing, and modifying. Our knowledge base can update, change, and modify with that website information every page that's listed with the domain. That means all of your blogs, every blog that you're putting on your website, every post, every article is now information that can be fed and used by your AI bot. That also means that they can start posting things like the actual blog in due time, right? Our funnels and our landing pages are key because that's going to be where our offers live, where we're asking people to request appointments, to get bookings, all of those kinds of things. The public course pages, if we have any courses, We need to make sure that we're outlining all of that information directly to our agent so that the super agent knows what type of content to create around the courses. That way it can draw the users in the right moment with the right emotion. And then a public help center or FAQ. Now, these are all going to be web crawlers that you're going to use GoHighLevel's simple tool for. And to do this, all you're going to do is click Create Knowledge Base. You can go ahead and name this. I'm going to say Top Agent Near Me website. And this is going to be all domains in URL. So if you are using one domain, you're using one root domain there for this, what you can do is you can go into web crawler here. And once this loads, you can say add website. And now I can go ahead and I can plug in my domain. And then I can say all URLs in this domain. I can now go ahead and click select pages to train. It's going to say select pages to train, and it's going to do a little wheel where it's going to spin around and around. And would you look at that? There's 4,154 pages that we can go ahead and select right now. Now, if I select all, it's simply going to select all of those pages, and I can move through this and start the process of training each and every single one of those pages. Now, when it comes to a web crawl, training all of those pages is going to take quite a bit of time. So when I click this train pages, it's going to go and load into our screen and it's going to show that these are training. But what I have here is I've already gone through and I've trained one page just so that I can show you what I want you to set up with any of the websites that you're training in your knowledge base. Now, as we go ahead and we click here, this one, we can go back to our web crawler and we can see that our links are updated. If you click this button right here at the top for auto refresh, you can turn your auto refresh on, and this will go ahead and update your links, and you can have it update daily. Now, if you're updating your back end of your knowledge base every single day with information that's being updated from your website, that means if you have new blogs that are being posted every single day, those articles are now feeding content into your social media engine. It's building the foundation for that chatbot at a rich level. Now, the next thing that we're going to be looking at beyond these web crawlers is going to be all of the recommended knowledge bases that you should build. Now, I do recommend taking the time to build every single one of these so that you can build an autonomous machine that just takes care of everything behind the scenes and is constantly building itself to be better and better and better because more information that dives into it, the right information, the more honed in it's going to be, right? Now, as we take a look at this, we can see that we have our master intake interview. We have a couple of additional things like the brand constitution or our brand voice and our language bank, our position, and our market differentiation. Now, as we scroll down this list, we're going to actually see these prompts right here. Now, it's going to break down the purpose of the doc, the importance of it, the recommended knowledge base name, and the inputs that are needed to be placed in here. And as you can see, it's not always a ton of inputs that need to be plugged into each one of these, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to scroll down my list and I'm going to copy this whole prompt all the way down. And then I'm going to move over to my chat GPT. So here in chat GPT, I have a new chat that I'm plugging in. I'm simply going to say at the top, fill out and return this. Just so that I can make things a little bit faster for everybody. Now, my top agent near me insurance project here in ChatGPT has had thousands of hours put into it. It knows all about the business, what we're looking to do, what we're trying to accomplish. And so I'm simply going to save some time in the video by having ChatGPT go ahead and fill in these blanks for me. Now, you can see there's only a handful of blanks that need to be filled in. So we need the business name, the website, the industry, the primary offers, the platform, and the CRM that's being used. Other than that, the prompt is ready to go ahead and build out the knowledge base for us. So all I'm doing is I'm just asking it to save me a little time by filling in some blanks for me. Now I'm going to copy and paste this at the end, and then we're going to go ahead and run the prompt so we can see how it works out. Looks like the AI is running the prompt as well.
What a beautiful time to mention. Go ahead and like, subscribe, ring the bell. Guys, we were looking at some stuff earlier today, and some like 90% of all of our views, you guys aren't even subscribed, man. You got to follow along with these series. This is the second series in our last video. Well, we did two, right? We did one that was some of the new updates, and then we did that trying to break it. So with the super agent, this is the second one in that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and we would be stoked if you guys actually went ahead and liked and subscribed and rang that bell so that you can follow along and stay more in tune with what we are doing. You're right. It was 90.2 or something like that. It was crazy. We're getting a ton of views, but only a fraction of those are subscribing. So we'd love it if you went ahead and subscribed for more videos and more content. All right, so it looks like this actually went ahead and did run the prompt for me as well. So it just listed everything out and created the knowledge base for me on my behalf, which is pretty sweet because that saved me a massive amount of time. But normally, what I would do is I would go ahead and I would fill this prompt out just by filling in the business name, the website, the industry, the offers, the platforms, and the CRM that's being used. That way, I can go ahead and it can generate our brand identity and all of the information. But this broke it down for us. So the industry that we work with is insurance marketing, insurance agent, discovery, agent marketing, marketplace, insurance lead generation, agent branding, and local market visibility. All of those are applicable for what we do. Known current offers, we have our featured agent, we have our featured office, we have our local legend, we have our market visibility review, agent connect. Perfect. Okay, primary platform. So it goes ahead and it breaks down all the different platforms that we leverage, CRM, launch classification, brand identity. So with this, you want to make sure that you're going through and you're reading each and every single one of these pieces. So as it says required before launch, answer each of these questions, and it's going to give you a list of questions that you may need to answer. Now, what I would actually do with this is I'm going to take this and I'm going to have the AI run the prompt and build the entire voice without any questions, which is what the prompt would have done in the first place. So let's actually go back and just do that. So give me a moment.
While you get that set up, I might as well go ahead and drop all of our Go High Level stuff, right?
Yeah,
All right, guys. So if you haven't seen one of our videos that explains what plan is best for you, go check that out. It might help you out. But I'm telling you right now, the best plan is probably the pro plan. That's what we've been on the entire time. I mean, since 2000, like 18, 19, right in there. We've been on the pro plan the entire time. And what that does is it just gives us all this stuff available right when it's coming out. You have all these sections in there that's telling you, hey, look, man, this is new. This is new. So this super agent for people who don't have Go High Level yet, it doesn't even come out of beta and drop fully, I think, until August. I think it's got 31 days left or something. I think pretty much it drops in August. So we get access to those things to be able to show them off, to be able to show you what's coming next. And all we're asking, man, is we'll give you all this stuff. We'll give you all the training. And if you run into anything, shoot us a message. We'll build a video for it and do a build out for it. All you got to do, click our link, sign up. Now, if you already have Go High Level, don't forget that you can upgrade. You can do a little jump up if you've been looking to get to that pro plan, get a little SaaS going on in there. Make sure use our link to upgrade, man. It really helps us out, keeps the lights on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get back to Brian, let him finish this stuff up. How you doing, man?
absolutely. I'm just clicking send right now so that we can get our response and I can go ahead and build this out. So it's going to create an intake questionnaire with these sections. So it's going to be our brand identity, our brand voice and tone. It's going to be our market positioning, our ideal client avatar, audience and emotions. And this is what it was already doing for me. But I wanted to take it a step back because I wanted to make sure that the prompt was right because you go in sequence. So once this goes ahead and it generates all of the different questions and all of the information, since I've loaded all of this info directly into my AI about how to answer questions, how we would actually go about all of these things, what I'm going to do is instead of me answering the questions, I'm just going to copy and paste this back into the GPT and ask the GPT to answer all of the questions for me, right? Now, you can absolutely take the time to fill out your entire questionnaire, and you should do so. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to cut down some time, which is what I was trying to do in the beginning, but I think I added another 5 minutes. So this next step, hopefully, will cut down some time for me so that way I can show you how to import the knowledge base after you've gone through this. But essentially, you're going to answer each one of these series of questions. So like, what are your current offers? What's included in featured agent? What's included in featured office? So every time you lay out an offer, it's going to break that offer down so that you can showcase what's included in each one. That way you have a solid example for the knowledge base that it can answer questions based upon. So it's all about preloading and giving as much information as you can to the AI so that it can reference that right information at the right time and then lay it out. So give me just a moment. This is going to take just some time for this to fill out.
Yeah, you're cool. Go ahead. I also forgot to mention that, when you use our link to get Go High Level, you're going to get, there's a 30-day boot camp option. There's 14 days free. I know there's a couple of new offers that are coming up. We just finished up that road to 100. I hope somebody from us won that. That'd be awesome. Let me hold $20 if you won. All right. I'm just going to hold on to it. But don't forget, man, we have like 250 something snapshots and growing that we're going to give you just for signing up for Go High Level under us. So you're already getting like a huge business in a box as it is. Now think about getting all those snapshots as well that are going to get you launched off that much faster. All right. And if you don't know what a snapshot is, we have a video on it. See what I mean? That's why you got to like and subscribe and ring the bell and stuff because we got a video on all of it. If we don't have one, let us know and we'll get you one. All right. And back to the show.
Awesome, awesome. So now what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm asking my chat GPT to act as top agent near me and answer these questions. That way I can just get this returned. Normally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer each one of these questions one by one because I want it to be exactly what is listed for my business and about my business. But again, if I did that, this video would be 3 hours, maybe 4 hours long to go through and answer every single one of those questions for you. But what I have in the back end, in the back engine of my GPT, is what I call my billionaire board of directors. Right. And so one of the things that we've done for Top Agent Near Me is that we wanted to make sure that we could bounce ideas off of different psychological and archetypes, but those that were visionaries, those that have made like leaps and bounds and changes to the world. So as you can see here, this is actually going to go through and it's going to answer this for us through our billionaire board lens. And so it's going to say before answering every question, we ran the sections through this boardroom filter. Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Mark Cuban, Mark Benoit, Sarah Blakely, and
The
Elon.
cubes.
That way we can get through each one of those folks and get them all done. Oh man, Mark Cuban is his name. I'm never gonna call him that. I watched him immediately boot a guy from Shark Tank for calling him that nickname. So Mark Cuban, all due respect, my man. I'll call you Mark Cuban. So anyways, it's gonna go through our board of directors. Now, this is something that I recommend everyone to put in place when you're running Chat GPT to build out your business and you're using it to build certain segments of your audience and things along those lines. If you can create a board of directors and start getting the Chat GPT to look through different lenses as it's going through your content, you can start getting way different outputs than what you would typically see. Now, I'm sure you guys have gotten to a point with Chat GPT where everything kind of sounds the same, where you're putting a post out and at the same point in time you're seeing a competitor that's putting almost an identical post out to what you just laid out, and it's because ChatGPT is running the same kind of stuff in the background. Now if we use this billionaire board, right, now we can kind of shift the tone where we have strengths and weaknesses from the different billionaires from the board. So where Steve Jobs was strong, maybe Bezos is a little bit weak, right? Where Warren Buffett is really strong, maybe Elon could learn, right? So each one of these little segments and each one of these different lenses that we can take a peek at this through is going to give us an idea as to how we can actually communicate and push this out there. So
So Brian, I got a question real quick, just while we're teaching people that real quick. So I'm going to ask the question that other people I feel will be sitting here watching. We said garbage in, garbage out, right? So
yeah,
I'm cruising through Facebook and I see these all the time. What your company has is not a whatever problem, it's a whatever problem. And then it gives a bunch of like listing stuff stuff and what they need to do to fix it, reach out to me and I'll help you. I know you guys have all seen it by 4 or 5 competitors or 4 or 5 other people in your industry. Is that because they're putting in such a basic P prompt, like just so basic that that's why it gives the same people the same stuff every time? The flyer looks the same, the prompts look the same, the PowerPoints look the same. And the reason ours don't look like that is probably because we do stuff like this.
Yeah, in most cases, that is correct. Even with the powerful prompt, you can still get generic responses though. So another important thing to do is make sure that you create a brand tone and voice for your business so that it can adjust that. But the more context that you have in your prompt as to what you're looking for it to generate, the better the response is going to be. And so, even if you're going through one of our prompts, if you see an area where we're laying things out in a certain format, and you go, I might want that to be a different format, you can go ahead and recalculate, reformulate that prompt. But each one of these prompts are pretty much laid out to help get you where you need to go with a quickness. So, this is going ahead and it's reviewing and it's responding to every single piece of this. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice is that our board of directors isn't being listed inside of this document anywhere. It's just listed at the very top for the lens of how it's going to go through and how it's going to handle all of this information. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to copy this. I would move over to a fresh Google Docs. So I would just move back over to a Google Doc that I was in. I'm going to go ahead and open link in new tab, go to my Google Docs, create a brand new document, and then I can paste this directly in. Now, what I can do with this document, I can make this super simple. This is the same thing as what we've done with the other with the other knowledge bases that we've created. So let me go ahead and just get rid of this part with our billionaire board lens. And we're just going to leave it right here. Draft brand truth document. We'll do this. Perfect. So I'm going to name this the top agent near me intake. Social media answers. Then I'm going to go ahead and make this so that anyone with link can view it. I'm going to copy this link. Now what I can do is I can simply move back over to my high level and I can create a new knowledge base, right? So I can go ahead and I can generate a knowledge base here and I can say top agent near me, social planner, intake form. I'm going to say intake form, all info about top agent near me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit add. Now, I have a couple of different ways that I can do this. So I already have the text. I have the text from the document. I can go ahead and I could copy all of this here and I could move over to our rich text and I could add rich text and I could paste this in and I could paste in the rich text into the document. It looks like I've actually exceeded the character limit. So the character limit looks like it's 25,000 characters there, and we've exceeded it with our document. So in some cases, if you have a shorter document, you can insert that rich text. Another way that you can go about this is if you download it as a file, you can go ahead and upload this as a file directly into your knowledge base. So if this is a Word doc, you can import the Word doc. If we have the file in the Google Drive, we can import directly from the Google Drive just by clicking on this button and importing from Google Drive. Now, if we had the information laid out in a Google Sheet, in an Excel spreadsheet, or in a table, we could also load that information in as a table. And then one of the most tedious long form ways to load this information in is going to be with FAQs, or frequently asked questions. This is where you plug one question at a time and you plug in one answer at a time to get that done. But what we're going to do is make this simple because I like to make it easy every time. So we're going to share the doc here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to copy the link and make sure that anyone with link can be a viewer. If someone is an editor on this document, they're going to be able to change your original document. So you never want that, right? You always want anybody with doc to be able to be a viewer. And that's anytime you ever make one of these links. So that way, when you're sharing one of these important docs, nobody ever gets access to it. One of your team members maybe goes into it, they think they're working on a copy, they make a change. That's not good. Keep these docs as view only. That way, when folks go into them, they have to click file and make a copy on the doc. Now, what you're going to do with this, let me find my leads to ROI, my high level again, is you're going to go to the web crawler and you're going to go ahead and you're going to add the exact URL. You're going to paste in your doc and you're going to say train this page. So now it's going to say in progress and it's going to be crawling. And then what we can do is the exact same thing. Once it goes ahead and it crawls through this page, gathers all the resources, all of the information, we can set this up to automatically update. Now, as you're adding these docs, as you're creating all of these docs with your Google Docs and your Google Drive, one of the things that I recommend is creating a folder inside of your Google Drive. That way you can put all of the docs in one place, keep everything organized. Only you and the team members that should have access to the docs to edit should have access to the docs to edit. That way everything's organized, one place, streamlined, and if you ever need to make edits or add information to it, you can simply go back into those docs inside of Google and make those edits and update that information. So what I'd recommend is going through, and if you're going to build a small streamlined version of this out of the gate, where I would start, let's go ahead and take a look at these prompts. I would start with number 5, the ICA and audience psychology. So that's where you're going to break down an ideal client avatar. It's going to be all the wants, needs, emotional drivers, all of those pain points that your ideal client is facing or going through, and all of the ways that your product can help solve that kind of stuff, right? The next thing that I would focus on would be the brand voice and the language bank. So this way, your bot, your super agent, knows exactly how it should speak directly to your audience and speak directly to your clients. The next thing that I would do is load in your review bank. Whether that's just simply going and grabbing your link from topagentnearme.com from your profile and loading that directly into your knowledge bases. That way it can consistently read your reviews and update every single day as there's new changes, new reviews, added carriers, all of those kinds of things. It can communicate back and forth with the bot in a knowledge base that can make it all work. Now, when it comes to building all of these things out, I'm going to let this crawl and go through its thing. I can back out. It's not going to stop it. It's just going to keep doing its thing behind the scenes. But as you're looking at these agents inside of the studio, and we'll go back and take a peek at the prospect pipeline manager that we built just yesterday so that we can show you a little bit more about this. If we click on edit agent, one of the things that we're going to see here is going to be knowledge base. Now, as you click add knowledge base, you're going to find that you can continue to add more knowledge bases to this bot. So this is how you're going to go through the context and structure and add all of these knowledge bases to your either your pipeline manager or your social media prospecting tool, whatever that bot is. You can load in all of these different knowledge bases so that you can give it the content and the context that it needs to be able to speak the right lingo that your business speaks and put the right message out to the right segment at the right time. Now, all of those knowledge bases also go hand in hand with things like a prospecting pipeline manager, right? Because those knowledge bases can help that prospecting pipeline manager deliver the right message to the right prospect, again, at the right time. It can go back through the different articles and things along those lines and deliver meaningful messages based off of the information that it's been gathering. So you guys, I hope this video helps you create some solid foundations for the knowledge bases of your super agents inside GoHighLevel. If you haven't already done so, you should sign up for the agency plan, the pro plan with GoHighLevel. It unlocks all of the tools, all of the suite, all of the options. You get access to all the AI, voice, conversation, the agent studio. You also have a whole nother studio for creating pages and websites, all using AI. The list goes on and on and on. But there's going to be some links directly below so that you can access high level and get going. And you're also going to see some links directly to these Word docs so that you can get these prompts and build out these knowledge bases for your business so that your super agents have the foundation they need to promote you in the best light. Josh?
Man, this is awesome, man, with this new stuff. We've got a lot of work to do, though. We got a lot more videos to do on this one. So, again, make sure you're doing that whole like, subscribe, ring the bell thing. And don't forget to go check out topagentnearme.com, man. If you are any type of insurance agent, you need to be on there, okay? If you are someone just looking for some insurance, go check it out. It's free, one to one contact. You don't have to start anything. And we never sell your info. So, you don't have to worry about those 40 spam calls a day for the next 9 months. Topagentnearme.com. Go check it out. And with that said, you guys, thanks for stopping by, America.